Hey, MCE crew, is Joe Rogan an owner or is he being owned? This is going to be a message that is unique to this audience, okay? This is a message that's not going to resonate far and wide. But we need to look at the situation with Joe Rogan and we need to ask ourselves, what's going on really here? Is he being owned or is he an owner? Well, it's clear that Joe Rogan is not an owner, okay? Joe Rogan is a part of, he's been contracted by the Spotify platform, and he's owned by Spotify, all right? They have recently taken down a lot of his content, and he's coming under fire. Let us take this episode, no matter how you feel about what he has said or the guests that he's had on or anything like that, let's just take a look from an instructive standpoint. And let's look at how important it is to own your own. Now, everything's a trade-off. So when it comes to owning, you may not get someone to give you or offer you a contract for $100 million, which is what Joe Rogan got from Spotify. You may not get that. But at the same time, you will be free and unencumbered in how you choose to offer your product or, stay true to the views that you hold dear. All right. And when we talk about financial independence, let's not de-emphasize that word independence. More and more in this society, we are seeing this type of regime built where if you say something that or espouse a view that these gatekeepers do not share or do not want publicized, they're going to come at you hard. Look at The Rock. Okay, I can't watch any more of his movies because he is anything but the tough guy he portrays on screen. Okay, he's so wishy-washy. He goes, one way on one day. If enough people don't agree with that, he goes their way. Okay, so I'm not willing to be one of those people. And I am willing to sacrifice more money in order to have more freedom. Okay. And that choice is something you can make if you are financially independent. Now, again, there are degrees of financial independence. There's a guy or actually there's a woman. She's living above the Arctic Circle on her own terms. She's not driving around in the latest vehicle. She's not living in a mansion, but she's doing exactly what she wants to do. Go watch that show. It's a Discovery Channel show. It was on years ago. It might not even be on the air anymore because I don't watch TV and I haven't for years. But there was a show where this woman was living above the Arctic Circle. They were profiling all of these people who were living in these remote regions on their own terms. Now, they did not have a Starbucks right down the street, okay? The modern conveniences that a lot of us enjoy, they didn't have those, but they had a degree of freedom that was enviable, okay? So you may not get all these accoutrements that society tells you are important. The fancy car, the big house, the red bottom shoes, on and on and on. But financial independence, you have to define it for yourself, okay? And one of the things that is incongruent with financial independence is being dependent on one stream of income. Okay. Now, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I have nothing against someone who has a job and works for another person or an organization. But in the 21st century, you'd have to be out of your mind to have that as your sole source of income. Because one day there might be something that comes along, no malicious intent whatsoever, but that company may have to say, we got to part ways. And when they do that, that's going to happen regardless of your financial situation. Okay. So if a person is, 6 weeks from being on the streets because they're living paycheck to paycheck, then people need to sit down and internalize that and be truthful with themselves. You want to own your destiny. You don't want someone else to own it. So you need to open a business. Okay, now I'm not suggesting you quit your job, right? There's nothing wrong with having the stream of income you get from your job while you are creating a stream of income from an independent business. Okay, and while you are thinking about ways to take that independent business and you don't want to make it a job you own. I know I sound like a broken record, but you want to make it into a real business, okay? Something that can operate whether you are there or not. You look at Joe Rogan's situation, he's got to be on the radio, okay? Or not the radio. He's got to be on his platform making content if he wants money from that stream. Now, Joe Rogan seems like a pretty intelligent guy. And so I would be shocked and amazed if Joe Rogan didn't have other streams of income. And I really hope he does, because the powers that be are trying to destroy his public persona, all right? And we live in an era where everything you've done in the past, regardless of whether you've learned from it and grown from it, it can be taken and it can be used to destroy you, okay? Now, it's going to be very hard to destroy you if you've got the means to, create your own income, all right? It's going to be very hard to destroy you if you've created businesses that you've structured them such that your name is not immediately associated with them, okay? And an attack on you is not necessarily an attack on your business. Now, for me, doing this YouTube thing is very interesting because I'm a very introverted person, and I see my life going in a direction where I have more anonymity instead of less. There may come a time when I just have the content that's out there and I don't make any more, okay? Because I'll fade into the background and find a quiet corner of the country in a rural area to live out the rest of my days, all right? That's what I want. But I see this mission of preaching financial independence as something that I need to do right now at this point in my life to give back, okay? To help people as we move forward into the 2030s was really going to get interesting financially, economically. So, own, okay? Don't sell out for a contract and think that, that's the end all to be all. I hope Joe Rogan has taken some of that money and put a lot of other things in place so that he doesn't miss a beat, so that he continues to prosper. And look, no, I don't agree with everything he says, but you know what? I'm not one of these, people that live on one side of the spectrum or the other. Life is about gray area and nuance, okay? Nothing in this life is black and white. Dave Chappelle, another hero, because again, I don't agree with this guy politically, and that's fine. That doesn't mean necessarily that he and I can't agree on some points, and I definitely agree that comedy should not be messed with, okay? Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was an equal opportunity offender and funny as hell. He came to Baltimore, Pier 6, when I was young. My buddy and I, we took two ladies, we did a double date down to see Bernie Mac. It was open seating. The girl said, "Hey, perfect, open seating. Let's sit in the front row." We said, "No way," because Bernie Mac is going to focus on us and we are going to become the show, okay? And guess what? Sitting on the third row didn't save us. And it was funny. It was hilarious. We all had a good time. Nobody wanted to cancel Bernie Mac. But this was back in the 90s when, before the world had gone completely crazy. So what I'm saying in that is that Chappelle came out, he makes jokes about everybody, of every different persuasion in life. And of course, there was a contingent of a group, because 2 or 3 people on Twitter are not representative of an entire segment of the society, okay? A contingent got angry, couldn't take a joke, and Dave Chappelle has said many times, cancel him. He's got his farm. He's already got the check. It's been cashed, okay? Netflix, you do what you want to do, okay? But I think that Netflix has got more people who are enjoying Chappelle's comedy than not, all right? So it's a money, it's original content for them, And they need it today. It's good content, okay? And so Chappelle will be sticking around with Netflix. But he's doing it on his own terms. Let this Joe Rogan incident speak to you. Let it be instructive. Let it demonstrate to you how important it is to build your own and not be owned. Okay, guys? I'll talk to you soon. To learn more about how you can achieve financial independence, check out these videos we recently posted on the Money Changes Everything channel.